Welcome, everybody. So, this is another episode of Mujer de Éxito Unbounded. And I just want to say to you today, I'm so incredibly grateful that you guys are here. And today, what we're going to talk about is the one thing that you as an entrepreneur, mujerpreneur, must never do. Really important for you to realize that. Vamos a platicar de la cosa más importante que no deben de hacer. Como mujerpreneurs o mujeres en negocio o mujeres emprendedoras, it's important for you to realize that there is one thing that you must never do. Never. As a Latina entrepreneur, mujerpreneur, there are a few things that you should never do in order to increase your chances of success. But the one thing, la cosa más importante, the one thing that is most important is remember that you must never, ever compare yourself to other women entrepreneurs. Nunca te compares con otras mujeres en negocio. Nunca te compares con nadie. It's easy. It's really easy. I just want to share with you that it's really easy. I know because it happens to me. It's really easy to get caught up in what everyone else is doing. But I want you to remember that everyone has their own unique story and path. Todas las mujeres tienen su camino y sus razones para hacer lo que van a hacer. As a Latina entrepreneur, myself, as a mujerpreneur, it's easy. I promise you, it's easy. I've fallen into this trap. It's easy to feel like you have to do everything the right way. It's easy. It's so easy. I've been there. You compare yourself to other women, but then when you compare yourself to other women entrepreneurs, you feel like you're falling short. Very rarely do we compare ourselves up. We always compare ourselves down. And really, that's critically important to realize. I do tapping, and when I, feel like I'm comparing myself to other women that are doing better than me, of course, when I'm comparing myself down, everyone, todas, everyone is always doing way better than me. Way better than me. And it's so crazy because it's just that way. It's like we feel like, oh my goodness, everyone is doing better than me. And let me tell you something, déjenme decirles that you cannot compare yourself to anybody because everybody is so different. And that's the beauty about us all mujerpreneurs, my Latina bilingual mujerpreneurs. I love it. I love being that Latina business coach. If you're just joining me, this is Marty Angel, and I am the Latina Biz Coach. And I am very passionate about helping the Latina mujerpreneur find clarity on who they serve so that they can up-level from brick and mortar to click and order and finally rock their 6 figures. Now, let me just ask you, have you rocked your 6 figures yet? If not, maybe it's time you give me a call. Shameless plug there, shameless plug. All right, guys. Going back to what you should never do, the one thing you should never ever do, again, is never compare yourself. You have to remember that everyone is walking their own path and moving at their own pace. There is a mantra. There's a mantra that I say. every day to remind me not to compare myself. And that mantra, I'm going to share it with you right now, is I don't chase, I attract. And that which is meant for me will simply find its way to me right away today. It works for me like a charm. It works every time. Every time I see somebody else doing what I think that I should be doing, I say that mantra. I want you to remember that. Think of it this way. Don't be afraid to blaze your own trail. You cannot be afraid to blaze your own trail. No one is doing it the right way, but everyone is doing it their own way. Have you ever noticed that when you try to copy somebody, it just doesn't work out? Even when you were a kid and you tried to copy somebody else's paper on a test, it just never came out right? There's only one of you. There's only one of you, one of your business. I don't care. In network marketing, as you guys all know, I'm a professional network marketer. I want to say that. That's one of my income streams, and I love it because it's about health and wellness. But one of the things that I love is that even though we're selling, we're working together, we're selling the same product, they do it differently. I do it differently. Doesn't matter. So don't compare yourself. No te compares. Nunca, nunca, nunca. There's no right way to be an entrepreneur. Remember that. There is no right way to be an entrepreneur. So I want you to remember, don't get caught up in what everyone else is doing. Focus on what makes you unique and go for it, baby. Go for it. Come on, chicas. No se enfoquen en lo que no pueden hacer. Enfóquense en lo que están haciendo y lo que hacen bien. I want you to focus. I want to, share this thought that I want you to focus on your own strengths and weaknesses so that you can improve upon them. But don't focus on them to the point that it stops you. You see, in business and in life, it's important to focus on your own strengths and weaknesses and work to improve upon them. But remember, they're not there. You shouldn't actually look at them and say, okay, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. But that's where we go. That's how we're wired. I'm not doing this right. I'm not doing that right. I still need to do this. It didn't, all the shoulds, the couldas, the wouldas all come out. There is no shame. I know that I struggled with this. And that it's called the perfectionist syndrome. That's what I call it anyway. I was afraid to admit that I was doing things wrong. And then I had to realize that there's no shame in admitting that you don't know everything. It's okay to ask for help, and it's okay to understand that you need assistance. So don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. You see, growing up Latina is really a cultural thing because we're expected to be able to be stronger than most and know everything. As a Latina mom, I remember, I had to know everything, or at least I thought I did, right? And it's just built into the culture. It's built into the culture. So I want you to remember, la cultura nos dice que tenemos que ser la señora sabe lo todo, pero tenemos que dejar eso afuera. We need to leave it outside. That's not true. You don't need to know everything. You just need to do things every day. So when it comes to seeking help, I want you to remember, don't be afraid to reach out to other entrepreneurs, other mujerpreneurs. Don't be afraid. Take a look at who's successful in their business, who's doing what you want to do, and go ahead and reach out, ask questions. The worst thing that can happen is that they don't answer you. Been there, done that. And maybe sometimes I don't answer people because I'm so busy doing other things that I inadvertently forget to check my messages. It happens. But I promise you, les prometo, that there are plenty people more than happy, more than willing to offer their support. So remember, don't be shy when you're seeking it out. Go ahead and ask for what for what you really need, for what you really want. We have a tendency to try to stumble, or not try, but we have a tendency to stumble over our words, especially culturally when we're asking for help, because we were culturally, I want to say, groomed to never ask for help. As a mujerpreneur, as a Latinapreneur, as a bilingual woman of culture, a BIPOC woman, it's important for you to remember that you bring a unique perspective to the table. Nobody can be like you. We all have our stories. We all have our trials and tribulations that we went through. You must embrace your cultural heritage. Don't try to run away from it. I tried so hard to run away from it. I didn't want people to know I spoke Spanish. I didn't want people to know that I was Latina. I didn't want people to know that I might have an accent. And I certainly didn't want people to know that, that I would cross the border sometimes, right? Because I live here in Chula Vista, and I would cross the border to Tijuana, and it was like embarrassing. Why? Because I made it embarrassing. So remember, you've got a beautiful cultural heritage, and I want you to remember, and I want you to use it as a strength in your business. As a Latina entrepreneur, a mujerpreneur, I've coined the term, you are a mujerpreneur, you must embrace your cultural heritage. You've got to use it as a strength in your business. Baby, you are one of a kind. Chica, solamente hay una de ti. Y solamente eres la única que puede hacer el negocio igual como tú lo estás haciendo. Now, the one very notable difference, though, is the way that Latina women entrepreneurs conduct business in comparison and to that of their Caucasian counterparts, or as we say, white, right? So don't compare. We do things so differently. It's so important. We as Latinas are more communicative. We may be more touchy-feeling. We're more collaborative when we're working with others. We like to sit and chat. And whereas Caucasians may be more individualistic and competitive. We tend to be competitive, but we're a little more subtle and quiet about it. And this cultural difference, mujeres, mijas, chicas, this cultural difference that we bring to the table can be an advantage for us as Latinas when you own your own business, when you're out there working, promoting your products, promoting your services. Mujeres, you guys are awesome. As mujerpreneurs, we are able to build strong relationships and networks that can help us succeed. Yet sometimes we hold ourselves back. And I want you to think about this. When was the last time that you thought about moving or doing something forward and then stopped yourself? Either because you were thinking you couldn't do it, nobody would listen to you, whatever it is. The critical voices in our head tend to be strong, and super strong when you're a bilingual mujerpreneur. Why? Because it speaks in both languages. So not only does it stop us in English, it stops us in Spanish. Mija, ¿qué estás haciendo? ¿Qué piensas? Ay, ¿a poco? Raise your hand if you've heard that. So Latinas and as bilingual women of culture, we often have a strong work ethic and are very family oriented, which is something that we need to embrace. And that can contribute to the success we have and we create in our businesses. So I want you to remember to embrace your culture, use it to your advantages, live life in color. Yes, vive la vida en color, porque así somos. Las latinas nos gusta el color, ¿a poco no? Mírenme ahora. Yep. Lastly, amigas, chicas, always stay positive and have faith in yourself. Siempre, siempre ten la fe que vas a sobresalir y vas a ser un éxito. Remember that you can achieve anything that you set your mind to, but that mind that you're setting, it needs to be super duper clear. Why do you think that it's my motto that I work with Latina, bilingual, women of culture, mujerpreneurs to find clarity and focus on who they serve, on who you serve? Because once you're clear, as the song says, ain't no stopping us now, right? Ain't no stopping us now. So there's no question that being a mujerpreneur can be difficult, right? It can be difficult. But I want you to move forward, move past that barrier that you put in your head and just continue to work. We often maybe have to work twice as hard and deal with more obstacles than our male and Caucasian counterparts. But it's important to remember that we are not alone. Nunca pienses que estás sola. No estamos sola. Estamos aquí para apoyarnos, para levantarnos. So when you feel down or discouraged, compare yourself up, not down, up. Nunca te compares para abajo, siempre compárate para arriba. Como dice mi papá, compárate para arriba porque solamente para arriba vamos. So compare yourself up to other women entrepreneurs who have achieved great things. Find those that have achieved great things and find a similarity and then compare yourself. I do that. I know for me personally, as a Latina biz coach, helping my bilingual and Latina mujerpreneurs is what I love. And my darling, that's what I live for. Yes, I live for that. There's nothing like seeing someone like me achieve success, and it gives me motivation to keep going. So remember, there's nothing like you. There's nothing like you helping others like you achieve success that will motivate you to keep going. It's just an innate feeling that we have, that we love to see others succeed. Finally, I want you to remember to always stay positive and have faith in yourself. Finalmente, quiero que tú recuerdes que tienes que tener fe en ti misma. Tienes que tener fe en ti misma, porque a veces cuando otros no tienen fe en nosotros, tenemos que buscar esa fe en nosotros mismas. So remember that you can achieve anything you set your mind to. With how? With diligent, efficient, and consistent work, plus your ganas, tus pasiones, tu pasión para salir adelante, tu enfoque, you are going to reach your goals in no time. But stay strong, stay consistent, stay out there, stay in the game, don't give up, keep fighting for your dreams, and most of all, my friends, keep dreaming. Como decía mi papá, no se rajen, no se rajen, no se rajen. Sigan adelante, sigan adelante. Ustedes pueden. Tienen que tener la fe. My friends, amigas, chicas, I hope you found value in today's message. The one thing you must never do is to compare yourself down and compare yourself to others, other mujerpreneurs, entrepreneurs. If you found value in this, please share it with somebody you know. If you're watching me on YouTube, remember to subscribe. If you're listening to me on the podcast, remember to download it. If you're watching me on Instagram, then please follow, like, and share. Remember, I am Marty Angel, MARTI_ELC for Empowering Latina Coach everywhere you look. And once again, I want to remind you, I am so incredibly grateful for each and every one of you that are listening to this live or on a replay. As always, yours in health and wealth, this Latina business coach, Marty Angel, signing off. Que tengan un buen día. And as my dad used to say, Dios que nos bendiga a todos, a todas. Have a great one, guys. Have a great one.